You missed what I had said in response. I was saying it's going well. A lot of questions have been answered, but more questions have been posed by answering the previous ones about what's going on in the story and everything. This room. Oh. People from Solaris show up in some of their cutscenes and like they're talking to the guys on the screens and the orb twisting around and all that mess, and the guys have the gas masks or whatever on their face. Room kind of for some reason makes me think of that place. And it makes me wonder. The machine created to put brutal criminals and dangerous monsters into sleep. It isn't expected to be used again, but it is ready any time just in case. Anyone who has no business should leave. Get out, right now. I believe something nefarious is afoot in the prison. That day, 500 years ago, that woman was definitely here. There's no other alternative but to be a captive. Could have won, cost a many sacrifices. Only if that traitor hadn't disappeared with the woman. The escaped woman freed the beast. The beast sucked human blood and ate their flesh and tore the world apart. Excuse me, miss. You resemble the girl who was like an angel, was sacrificed in the Great War. You can picture Zephyr, followers, confusion. We're the ones who were actually responsible for the death of someone. In actuality, they're still being punished for the crime 500 years ago. Feels almost ridiculous. Get oriented in this area again real quick. I believe there was 3 rooms up here. Jeez, these two are probably connected though. No? Long ago, humans were with God in a paradise in the sky called Mahanan. The place was protected by the power of God. Humans were never exposed to the fear of danger or to the fear or danger of death. However, one day, humans entered God's forbidden garden and ate a fruit which bestowed upon them tremendous intelligence and power. God found out about the incident, and the humans were banished from the paradise. Prosperous times were over, and an era of sorrow and hatred began. That was the first part of the legend of Genesis that was passed from a long time ago. They say a legend comes as this contains some truth to it. They say a legend such as this contains some truth to it. Humans banished from the paradise were foolish enough to revolt against God. In order to resist the power of God, they created 12 Nema relics and called themselves God. For 10 days, 10 nights, the world shed its blood in Hanan and was enveloped in flame. But human strength was no match for God. The arrogant humans were destroyed by God's anger. Only a few righteous men were left on the land. However, God was also tired and wounded. He decided to rest in the deepest depths of the earth. God's rest was long, but eternity is only a moment to God. Since then, the righteous men who didn't revolt against God had to live in the harsh nature by themselves, being in constant fear of death. The legend also says the following: when the righteous men's children are born again, God will awaken from his long rest and give a helping hand to them. The legend is true. What will the awakening God bring to the people? What kind of existence is God? Not knowing how much of Genesis legend is true, however, the anima relics made through God's wisdom do exist. Solaris' Gazelle ministry is desperate to find the anima relic in Mahanan, a place known to be God's resting. Solaris attains that power. No one will be able to stop them. What will happen to the world then? Yeah, that college life and having roommates. Definitely. I've had roommates more than I haven't had roommates, even now that I've owned my own home for the past, 7 years. I've still had roommates for at least 5 of it. Sometimes it's cool. Sometimes it's a pain. Nope. Oh, I didn't want to start the whole conversation again. Okay. Dead. I don't think she's dead, Davey. I don't think it went that far. Maria's father, Dr. Nikolai, was captured by Solaris, and nothing has been heard from him since. In any case, I'm sure he's being forced to do research on gears. They developed Cybzen further to a new gear weapon, starting mass producing them. Well, to say the least, it would be more than we could ever handle. Balthazar brought Maria to Shevat about 5 years ago, along with Cybzen. Balthazar said he sneaked into Solaris by himself, tried to save Dr. Nikolai and Maria. Laughed as he told me that he managed to escape with Maria. Take that Cybzen as a stupid souvenir. Dog's outside, never mind. Oh. So you got around and up to him, huh, Keldon? Yeah, he's got a shotgun or something up there when you get up there. I think he fired it at me once and then he double stepped off the edge. I went and looked down, he was laying on a platform, dead. D-E-D. Did you have to fight the other one that's got... I can't remember what type of weapon. There's another hunter that's like on the bridge below the tower that the guy's on. If you try and go directly forward, he'll come out and try and fight with you too. Yeah, see, I fought that one. Beat him up. I didn't have to fight the machine gun guy, though. The thing is, with the blunderbuss shooting like a shotgun, like, man, you only got so much room to dodge on that top of that tower, and you can fall off just as easy as he can. Ah, I see. So you're the son of Khan. You met Queen Zephyr yet? You still can't forget about the tragedy in the sand during the Great War 500 years ago, even though it's not her fault. I assume she can't forgive herself for betraying and abandoning her fellow members, though she had no knowledge of what was going on. I may have said too much. I'm not supposed to know anything. Anyhow, keep up the good work in overthrowing Solaris, young man. Alright, Maria. Protect Shevat from the outside. The ancient technology the gate is fundamentally the same as the stuff Solaris has planted on the surface. Even with Solaris' technology, the gate cannot be broken through. But at times I come to think about whether the gate is only for protecting us from Solaris. Maybe that man left this gate behind to separate us, to isolate us from the rest of the world. That was intention. Then Krillian is indeed dreadful. Man's resentment run that deep. Krillian holds the true power in Solaris. That's what I'm saying. The irony of fate. That man fought alongside Rani Fatima, Queen Zephyr, and Lacan against Solaris. That moth you're trying to fight, is it one of the things that drops one of, like, the special, like, ultimate weapons in Zelia? I remember there were a bunch of different large creatures, and I ended up fighting them all and getting all the weapons. But then you have to go back through and do something with the weapons to convert them to their ultimate form. And I beat the game. I didn't go back and replay it after that point. It's like something that's impossible to do in a single playthrough from what I read. You're the newcomers from the surface. Seems you all aren't like the usual land dwellers we get. We're always happy to move more friends to fight against Solaris. To have more friends, move more friends. Where do I pick some of these words I think I'm reading up from? Yeah. And being that you went in to play a hard mode without starting the game over in some kind of new game plus scenario, and you got way less resources at your disposal, probably does not help that at all. Ah, wise man, you bastard. Let me see if I can go through these doors before I start all this going. I know it's going to turn into something. It's a rather old picture. Is it a picture of a family? Parents, a girl, and a younger brother. Everyone seems to be smiling happily. Places to explore.